What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. If you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. You'll be duct taped to a lawn chair strapped on top of the next NASA rocket and blasted into space. That's right, bruv. I don't know why I went British for a second, but if you do not press the like button, you'll be going to space, so get ready to go airborne. Anyways, guys, today I've got a story time for you guys about the time my friend's mom went off on a police officer that was stopping traffic because we were late for our soccer game, and I've never seen such Karen rage, you know? Sometimes Karens are the bad guys, but every now and then, very, very rarely, Karens use their strength to, you know, overwhelm the obstacles in front of you and get exactly what they want. Everybody hates a Karen till the Karen is fighting for them, you know? And today, I have a story about how I allied with a Karen to get what I needed to get done. It's an intense situation, all right? When I was 8 years old, I was playing soccer, and I was pretty sure I was the next Lionel Messi. I was kicking kids in the shins. I didn't care, bro. I was a straight savage out there on the soccer field. And I wasn't even worried about it. And we had this game that was like across town, and I live in Las Vegas, and to drive all the way from like where I live in one corner of the valley to the other corner of the valley where our soccer game was takes about an hour, you know? So it's already about an hour ride, and I had a friend who lived closer, so it was only going to be like a 30-minute ride. So we're 8 and we played on the same soccer team and we got along. So the day before, my parents sent me to his house to spend the night, and they're like, in the morning, you're just going to go to the game with him. Whatever. I don't really care, bro. I'm like, sick. I get to spend time with the boys, because even back then, everybody knows that it's bros before hoes all the time. 8-year-old me didn't even really like girls. It didn't even matter, because the boys were always going to be first. Regardless, we get up and we're like, all right, let's get to this soccer tournament. So we get in the car, and I don't know what happened, all right? I was a little kid, but there is traffic the size of, I don't know, something very big. Jake Paul's ego. Yeah, it was the size of Jake Paul's ego, this traffic jam. And we are sitting in traffic for like maybe 2.5 hours. Keep in mind, it was only supposed to take us 30 minutes to get to the game. And we're supposed to be playing in a tournament. So we've already missed an entire game that we were supposed to be playing in. It's super weird that they make 8-year-olds play soccer tournaments. Like, as if 8-year-olds are going to be just out there competing with the best of them. You know, nobody wants to watch 8-year-old soccer. Let's keep it honest. Let's just skip the tournaments from now on. That way I don't have to sit in traffic. And my friend, you know, he's pretty chill, but he has these siblings that were terrors, dude. They were loud and not very happy to be stuck in the car, man. They were a little bit older than us, but they started like throwing stuff and fighting. At one point, one of them got up, like stood in the middle of the minivan, took off all his clothes, and just started hitting his brother. I don't know why he needed to take off all of his clothes to hit his brother, because he had been hitting his brother for the past 30 minutes, but hey, he did, you know, and I'm not gonna question the man crazy enough to do that. So this traffic jam is very frustrating, and my friend's mom is getting increasingly pissed because the traffic like didn't move for an hour. We were literally sitting in the same spot. She has a bunch of kids like freaking out, screaming in the back of the car because, you know, I don't know, she needed to bring the whole squad. Like, bruh, something about soccer moms. They're like, okay, we're going to the game. Literally everyone has to go. So the kids are screaming. There's people taking their clothes off and fighting each other, which, by the way, is a great way to get out of a fight. If you never want to fight someone, here's a trick. Take off your clothes, because nobody is going to fight somebody crazy enough to take off all their clothes before they fight. Little known factoid for you there. So all these kids are like fighting. There's so much noise. Everyone's freaking out. And finally, traffic starts to move. And my friend's mom does an audible, like, like finally, like she is so excited. So traffic starts to move, and we can see that there's a cop probably about a mile ahead, like directing and saying, go stop, go stop, go stop. You know how it is. Like, I don't know. Is that something they teach you in cop school? Is like how to wave really well so that way cars know what you're talking about? I don't know. If it is, that would explain why cops are good at waving. So my friend's mom is hyped. So we're finally getting up to the point where cops are like letting cars onto the road to keep driving. And the cop says stop to my friend's mom, and she literally lets out like a ugh. So she is, you know, this soccer mom with all these kids freaking out in the back of her car. The cop just told her to stop, so she's sitting there, and we're sitting there for a while, probably another 20 minutes, and she rolls down a window and says, what's going on? And the cop's like, oh, we're closing the road again. And you know when somebody's just getting close to snapping? My friend's mom was usually not crazy. She usually was not a psychopath, all right? She was a little bit of a Karen, I'm not gonna lie, but she was like the type of Karen that wouldn't ask to see the manager because she knew it was annoying. Like a Karen that learned her lesson, you know, a Karen who had learned. But apparently that was enough to piss her off, which I mean, I feel bad for the cop because, like, you know, there's nothing he can do. The road's closed. What do you want him to do about it? But at the same time, I feel bad for my friend's mom because, like, I would not want to be stuck in a car with screaming kids for that long. That would drive me bonkers. So I understand why she snapped, but you just see her eyes dilate and you can just tell that she has snapped. And she gets out of the car and, like, gets up in the cop's face and he's like, ma'am, step back in the vehicle. And she's like, I've been stuck here for 3 hours. Do you have any idea what it's like to be in a minivan of 7 kids who won't behave for 3 hours? I finally get to the front of this line. You stop me, and then you're giving me dirty looks when my kids are making noises. Well, maybe if you were sitting in a car with them for 3 hours, they'd be making noises too. And is just going insane on the cop. And the cop at first was like, man, get back in the vehicle. But after a bit, I think he realizes that, like, this is just a stressed out lady that needs to get it out, all right? She really needs to, like, let it go. So she just is tearing into this cop. And you know what else? I hate the way that this town, da-da-da, and just starts ranting about stuff that's not even related to traffic. Like, at first, she's going in about traffic, and the cop really was, like, the nicest guy ever, because once he realizes that this lady was just having a rough day and needed to get it out, he just kind of stood there and took it, you know? He was like, all right, lady, just you know, yell at me. So she starts yelling at this cop on the side of the road about traffic, and then she starts talking about how her kids just won't behave and nothing that she does makes them listen to her, and, you know, how it's so frustrating to, like, try to parent these kids because she's trying her best and they just never listen. Just, you know, mom stuff every mom can relate to. I'm not a soccer mom personally, and I don't think you are too, and it would be really weird if soccer moms watched my channel like, oh, you know me, Deborah. After The Bachelor, I sit back with a glass of wine, sip, and watch some Scrubs. The way he tells those stories sure is entertaining. Like, I highly doubt I have any soccer moms, but apparently it's relatable because after yelling and all that stuff, the officer looks at her, like, says something to her, but, you know, we're not really paying close attention. A, it's a long time ago. I'm 8, so I don't remember everything. That's why I don't have a ton of, like, direct quotes. B, you know, I was in a car on the freeway and she's yelling at him at the side of the freeway, so I can't hear everything. I heard her yelling because she was yelling and there was a window down. So whatever, the cop comes over, she gets in the car, like, shaking and crying, obviously shaken up and just stressed out of her mind, which being a parent is stressful, dude. Like, when people are like, oh man, dude, I can't wait to have a kid, bro. Like, that's scary. That's some scary stuff. Don't have kids fast because you're in charge of a person. You are in charge of people, and everything that those people do is your responsibility. Like, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot. That's got to be hard, man. Especially when your kids just won't listen, because we all know that there's at least one kid in one of your classes that just, for whatever reason, does not have the brain capacity to behave. It is, like, almost impossible for him to behave. So, The cop opens the door to the back of the minivan, like, slides it open, and is like, which one of you are the troublemakers? And obviously, no kid says a word because there's a cop angrily, like, staring in the back of the car. So the mom's like, it's those two, and points at my friend's brothers. So the cop's like, you guys understand how stressed your mom is. She's trying her best to be a good mom, and you guys just need to behave, you know. If there's any more problems, if your mom contacts me and says that you guys didn't behave on the way to this soccer tournament, then, you know, it's like on you. Like, I basically just threatens these kids to arrest them, which, you know, at the time, like, I get what he's trying to do, but that's a pretty savage thing to do. You're an officer of the law, and some mom just screamed at you on the side of the road, and you go, you know what? I'm going to tell her kids I'm going to arrest them. That'll scare them. And I guess for some reason, like, they have this procedure that after an accident, the road has to be closed for blank, or, like, in between cars, they have to wait a certain period of time or whatever. But the cop waved her minivan through, so she goes, obviously. And, you know, with a car full of children convinced that they're going to be arrested to this soccer tournament. So we get there 3.5 hours late, nice and classy. We show up, and basically you have 4 games to get to the playoffs, right? And our team had won and lost 2, but there was, like, a chance if we beat the team we played, we got to go on in the tournament, right? And we get out there, and my friend says, this one's for mom. And we kicked off the ball, and then we lost, and we were out of the tournament, and we went home. My parents were there, you know. They were kind of confused on where I was for 3 hours, but yeah, we went home, and that was it. So the soccer mom had to sit in traffic for 3.5 hours with a bunch of kids that were screaming and being all over the place, kids taking off their clothes, fighting each other, just absolute chaos. Got out, freaked out on a cop because, you know, life is just stressful when you're a parent, got us to the tournament, and then watched us get destroyed. We didn't just lose the last game, ladies and gentlemen. It's soccer. We lost 17-2, and we got mercy ruled. We were obliterated. We never stood a chance. She did all that just to watch her kids get clapped. But you know, that's how it is sometimes. Me and my friend have bonded over the fact that you know, that we got destroyed together in soccer. That's not really why we're bonded together. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, guys, moral of the story is sometimes doing things isn't worth it, and driving 3 hours for soccer games definitely is not. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the video. Be sure to check out the merch if you haven't already. Like I said, the Sorry Karen stuff I'm probably going to get rid of at the end of the month, get some new stuff out. So if you want the No Joke, No Scam stuff, or not the Sorry Karen stuff, the No Joke, No Scam stuff, go check it out. Yeah, so get it while it's hot. Today's notification shout out goes to Chunks the Chicken. If you want a notification shout out, just turn on those noti boaties and send me a screenshot of my Instagram at Scrubby. Today's like Twitter question thing, I'm just gonna have you guys answer in the comments because it's gonna be a long replies. All right, it says the time has come. Who's got the best fries, best burgers, and best chicken? Personally, best fries, I'm gonna go with McDonald's. Best burgers, I'm an In-N-Out guy. Best chicken is gonna be Cane's. And yeah, let me know what your guys' is in the comments. Also follow me on Twitter, please. Real talk, if anyone picks like Zaxby's on this, you're a psychopath.